basketball coach at UW-Milwaukee. First saw Kyle as a player, which was Kyle Black in Wisconsin, and now was hired for a recruiting company out of California. And I was recruiting, scouting. I got to see her play, and she kept jumping out. So she was a great player. Love watching her play. She had stints at Wisconsin, Dayton, recently was named the Horizon Coach of the Year. So, now you ready? Without further ado, let's welcome Kyle.
Hi everyone. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm trying to get organized first. Alright, I need eight people out first. Here we go. I'm a little bit, I told them ahead of time I'm a little bit high energy. So we get this going here. Last year, for those of you who came last year, I did defense, and I told them at the end of the defensive part of it, I think they were really exhausted, so I think they're really happy I'm not doing defense this year. You guys all need a ball, everyone. Okay, so what I decided this year I thought would be really good. I know there's a lot of youth coaches in here. I know there's a lot of high school coaches in here. So I wanted to bring something to you that can be used at all levels. So this is something that I actually do with my 11-year-old daughter. So these are the drills that I actually do with her. These are also the drills I do with my college team. So every day when we come to practice, we will circle up. The reason I like to circle up is because I feel like, especially coaching girls, for the most of that are in here, they have a tendency to come in with a lot of outside stuff. You know, maybe they did bad on an exam, maybe they had a fight with a boyfriend, sometimes a girlfriend, and so it puts us in a position where we want to come together as a unit and not put them and let them release all that outside stuff. It's our way of coming together. So we'll actually take a circle like this. So we all circle up. We'll all toe up on the line. This also gives you a chance to kind of visually gauge where your players are at, because now I can see every single one of their eyes. Instead of standing in a huddle, like you normally have, and there's people that are standing behind each other, people who are not focused. So now we stand together, we talk through what we're going to get accomplished in practice that day. Sometimes we laugh about things, like I'll let them tell stuff about what happened in their day. Like they'll tell a silly story, it gets it out in the open, so it's not something that they're focused on when practice starts. And then we'll clap it up as a team, so you gotta put your balls down to do this. Okay, I'm gonna count down 3, 2, 1. And then when I say 1, we stop. We can do this, you guys, I promise. First try. Your college age, we got this, you ready? Okay, follow my thought. We would work on it, we would get better. And then I don't say this part, I make them say whatever they want to get accomplished for that day. Now, another thing is you all got to touch, because you're a team. So all this like, ooh, I don't want to touch her, I don't want to touch him, all that kind of stuff. No, if somebody's not touching, we'll do lines for it. So we're going to touch, because you guys don't want to run to start this, right? So we're going to touch. All right, so we're going to touch, and then one of them is going to say what we want to get accomplished out of this. So it's either hard work, it's, I mean, you guys come up with something. Here we go, what do you got? Somebody. Intensity, I like that. So you go intensity on 3 and count it up.
Intensity on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Intensity! Good. And then we start practice. We always finish that practice like that too, so we come together to finish. So here's what I need. I need 2 of you down here by the tennis balls. I need 2 of you right here, 2 of you by the ladder, and 2 of you on the end. So I'm going to take you through each drill. Alright, so what we do is I have 15 minutes every day of my practice devoted to developing my players. Where I don't even half the time work with them. So this is an opportunity for them to build each other up. So we have different stations. We have a ball handling station, so that'll be done usually at mid-court. Any one of these drills can be done during that period of time. I mix it up. So at the beginning of the season, I teach them every drill. Then when we're in the huddle, I say we're going to do ladder handles, chair shooting, and we're going to work triangle. Those may be the 3 stations. So that way, when they rotate as a group, and they have the same group of 5 people that they stay with through the entire season, point guards mixed with wings, mixed with post players, that way they can all work together and challenge each other. So each of you are going to take a tennis ball. You're going to face them so they can actually see what's going on. Face the crowd. Yep, here you go. All right, first one they're going to work on, and actually, if I could get a ball too, that would be great. I'll borrow yours for a second. Okay, what we work on in our ball handling a lot is getting our minds off the actual handle aspect. So we use tennis balls a lot. It's a really great tool. They cost me $1.97. I actually pick some up at Walmart on my way in, so it won't cost you a budge. Go buy some tennis balls. They're really good uses for you. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna start dribbling with your right hand, so you're going with me, and you're gonna toss the tennis ball up. And as you get better at it, you'll learn to like actually toss and go get it. And like you're moving your feet constantly and you're just tossing. Good. Just keep tossing, feet are constantly moving. Good. And then we'll switch. Let's switch to the left hand. So left hand dribble, right hand toss. Good. Constantly focusing on the dribble aspect of it, not losing control of the dribble. Finding the ball. Good stuff. Now you're gonna work on the crossover. So as you're dribbling with your right, you're gonna toss the ball up, crossing over and catching it on this side. So as you're here, toss. See, I'm not very good at it. I've been practicing. Let's try this again, right? Okay, I toss, I cross, and I get. You can do better than I can. So I'm gonna see it. Here we go. Crossovers. There, see? Naturals. You got it. Good. Again, my 11-year-old can do this drill now after 4 or 5 workouts. There's no reason your youth programs can't do this. Just the coach that stands behind, you might need a good demonstrator. Don't have me come out and do that for you. All right, now, let's switch it and see if you guys can do between the legs. Same concept, throwing the ball up, snap between the legs, and keep going. And then you got behind the back. All right, so they're gonna keep going while we move into the next. So this is called snap touch. One of the biggest things I think youth and high school programs have, and even college players, have a problem with is really extending their dribble past the defender. So if my defender is standing here in front of me, a lot of times when we make a move, our first dribble wants to be right here, right by our foot. We need to work on really getting that dribble out in front of the toe and work on getting our shoulder below a hip. So you can actually stay on this blue line. Here's your ball, you can borrow yours, or the basketball. Give it a try. All right, and this is called a snap touch drill, okay? So we're just gonna start with very simple crossovers to make it easy. So what we're doing is you're finding a line, and as I'm dribbling with my left, once I cross the ball over, I'm gonna reach out. Now I'm a left-right shooter. I teach all my players the same shot footwork. So we do, if you're right-handed, we're always left-right. 100% of the time, left-right. Okay? I do have a few hoppers on my team that came in with the hopping mentality, and if they're good shooters, I don't like to change it. So sometimes I'll allow them to do that, but then I'm having them step with the same foot every single time. So in this drill, you guys both righties? Righty? Good. So you're gonna make your left hand your pivot foot, which means we're always gonna step forward with our right foot. Okay? So as my foot is on the blue line, I'm dribbling. Once I make this crossover here, I'm stepping forward as far as I can. My next dribble is out in front of my toe, and I'm touching with this hand. And then I bring it back. So I'm here, I cross, I touch. I bring it back, I switch hands. Now this would be a travel for me, right? So I gotta cross with this foot. So I'm here, I cross over, I touch, and I dribble out in front. What this does is it works your players on getting low, okay? Sometimes we do what's called a tip cone drill. So if I had a cone, you can do the same drill, actually working outside the three-point line. So like if I was working a drill here, where I'm working on my attack, like if I'm working on my attack, I have to touch the cone and go. What it's doing is it's focusing on lowering their shoulder past the defender. We have too many people that upright dribble. They try to dribble past defenders, chest up, okay? You're more explosive if your chest is down, okay? So let's see the snap touch, cross over, touch. You have to really touch that hand and step with this foot. Good. Now when you come back, you switch and start dribbling in this hand. Now you're gonna cross dribble, up, don't switch your feet up. So again, it's a cross step this time. Good, touch your hand up. Yeah, close players. Gotta get low. Oh yeah, there you go. All right, so as you get better with it, you work the in and out. You can work combo moves. I'm very much of a ball handling. When I teach ball handling, I don't teach 800 moves. Not an and one mixtape type coach. I don't want my players to learn all this like stationary, like ooh, ooh. Like that's unrealistic, okay? So we teach crossovers, we teach in and outs. That's it. Occasionally a player will come in with a really great behind the back, then I can develop that a little bit, but other than that, we keep with it because there's so much you can do with a crossover. There's different types of crossover. There's the backwards cross, there's the slow cross, there's the elongated cross, there's different crossovers. So you don't have to get fancy with your team. Keep it simple. So you can do an in and out cross. So like in and out cross, touch. Bring it out. In and out cross. Ooh, that was a good travel. So in and out cross, touch. And as they get better, they just come in and do this on their own. They don't have to have a coach. You don't have to be you don't have to coach them every drill. Let them coach each other. Like if you're my partner and you're watching me and I step with the wrong foot, hey, let's travel, put your right foot down. Okay? You guys can self-talk. Okay, so work on some of that. In and out cross touch. Alright, moving on. And feel free to keep doing it while I'm talking. Yep, I see you all down there. Get better. Alright, this is ladder drill. I like to add some agility into this. So we work on dribbling while we're going through ladder. Again, not focusing on our feet, but focusing on our dribble. Constant movement. You guys come around. Come on. You can do it. Eyes up. Try to go eyes up. Good. Now you can also, can you get one of those tennis balls, coach? You need a tennis ball. You can also go sideways. So we can work on crossovers. Here, boom, 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 boom. Through the ladders, working on footwork. Yep. Thank you. Go ahead. Go. Cross, 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 cross. Good. Good. Now what we usually do is we have them finish at the end and come back so they're working on a different step leg instead of coming to the backside. Or you can have them flip around. Okay? You can also incorporate passing into this. Okay? So we'll start with just the ball. So as you go through sideways, you're going to just toss the ball and then toss it back. No dribbling. It's one hand toss, sorry. Come back. So you're just working on a guide hand. Yeah, whichever hand I toss to. Ooh, you got it. Good. Next. So whichever hand I toss to, you toss back. Good. Yeah. Good. Okay, then you can have the tennis ball. Now you're dribbling your ball, and I'm going to throw you the tennis ball. Yep. Good. Reach up. Good. You got it. I like to get creative. Oh. Other hand. Here we go. Good. Grab, 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 grab. Good. And then we would switch hands. Again, crossovers. Like dribble. If I pass it to the opposite hand, you got to cross over. So like right now if I pass, good. Just like that. Yep, and then toss back. Good. You're all right. Don't worry about making mistakes. That's the biggest thing you want to do. If you're making mistakes, probably means you're going hard. So that's okay. All right, here we go. Good? You got it. Yeah. Cross. You got that crossover. And go one more. You got this. Come on, you guys. Let's get a little hand. You got this. Let's go. Ooh, yeah. Focus. That was your last chance. I told you one. All right, and then you guys are up. Another thing that I go to a lot of practices and I watch high school coaches, youth coaches, college coaches, and they teach ball handling very stationary. So like I would say to you guys, right hand dribble. That's how they've been taught their entire life. Left hand dribble. Good, crossovers. Good. But how often in a game are they ever in one place dribbling multiple times? As a coach, I don't want them ever dribbling stationary. I don't want them to catch on the perimeter and their first thought is to put the ball down. I want them to catch, and then I want them to pivot, and then I want them to make a move, an attack move, a north-south move. So we never teach stationary ball handling. Anytime we do a ball handling drill like this, you're on the move. So we're going to go right hand first, follow my lead, then you'll pick it up very quickly. 3 steps forward, 3 steps back. Okay, or 3 dribbles forward, 3 dribbles back. It's not super fast, but it's just a move. Then we go left hand. But my eyes are up the entire time, and I'm moving forward, I'm moving backward. Because that's the game of basketball. We don't ever stand in the game of basketball and just dribble. Ready? Right hand. Yes, sir. Keep it in the right. Good. Work on the back up. Keep it in the right. Okay, hold on. Keep it in your right. It's okay. So you get to here, I just want to see you plant and back up. Because that's part of the game too. You may actually get to a point off of the screen and you've got somebody tight, like this tight, like be close to me. And as I'm backing up, I can't cross over right here. I've got to back you up and then cross and take you, okay? So now left hand, here we go. Stay keeping your left, good. Turn your hips this way. Good, crossover. Now it's your leg. Okay, crossovers, here we go. Yeah. Good. Good, figure out the footwork quick, good. Now, what else is this? Somebody tell me. What else does this naturally include? Something every coach wants to get in at some point during the workout. Conditioning. Exactly. Conditioning. So you do this drill for 5 minutes. Instead of having to put them on the line and making them run, this is game-like conditioning. You're putting them in a position where they're having to work hard. Well, those ones, not so much as work hard for conditioning, but those two, yes. All right. One last thing with this one I didn't get a chance to show you is they can also work together. Okay? So you could be dribbling and then tossing you the ball. We can toss back and forth. We can have one ball. We can have two balls. You can really mix it up. Or, as she's doing her one-hand touch, just throw. I'm in here pushing. Throw that ball, throw that ball. Good, I'm making her have to work against defense and find that dribble. Good, that's exactly what you want. Okay, so you can add parts to it to make it more challenging, especially with partners. So you can go for like a minute and then switch for a minute. Okay, so those are just some of the ball handling drills we have. I meant to say this at the beginning of when I started, but my practices are always open. Where's Dave Markson? Dave Markson, he probably came over the summer to like 10 workouts, okay? He just messaged and said, hey, can I come and watch? Absolutely. Anybody is welcome into my practices. And like I said, you will see us doing about 20, 30 minutes of this before you ever get into a practice setting. So it's a good building for you. Okay, so that's the ball handling side of things. Let's move into some shooting. Yay! You guys are supposed to be excited. Yay! Can I wear that chair you're sitting on, Coach? Thanks. All right. I need a really good shooter and then a really bad shooter. Own up to it. Own it. Who's the good one? You're the good shooter? I like it. Oh, you're supposed to say, I rock. Okay, so this is called the chair drill. Okay, this is a drill. I use this individually. I have players that will come into the gym 5-6 minutes early to practice. I'm very big on once you walk into the gym, use your time wisely. Like, don't mess around. Like, you're in there, then get after it. Find something to do. So this is a way to really improve your shot technique, your shot mechanics, and it doesn't take, it's not hard, so it's a great warm-up drill because they're not having to run and having to get a lot of shots up. So it's a perfect warm-up drill for your players. So are you right-handed or left-handed? Right-handed. She's gonna put her right leg up on the chair, just like that. It's perfect. Okay, what we're working on is actually formulating the box for her shot. So you're gonna lean forward and you're gonna put your right elbow on your knee. Yep, just like that, okay? So some of the things when we talk about the teaching aspects of it, is when you think about shooting, and you think about being a right-handed shooter, which is what I was, okay? I think about the line of a shot, okay? The line of a shot is actually your toe, your right knee, your right hip, through your right elbow, through your right eye. So this is your line, consistent. Really good shooters keep that in line. You're gonna find that you have a lot of girls, because they were taught when they were young, they were shooting out here at the three-point line, which by the way, for the youth coaches that are in here, if they're not ready to shoot at the three-point line, don't put them out here, because it's teaching them really bad mechanics. Then they go to high school, and the high school coach is having to try to change that. They don't have time to change it. So then they get to college, and they shoot like 25%, and they wonder why they don't get off my bench, because they can't shoot. Gotta be able to put the ball in the basket, okay? So, you'll see a lot of people that shoot from the middle of their body because when they were younger, it's the only way they could get the ball in the basket. They also use their left thumb a lot if they're a right-hand shooter. Again, because when they were younger, they had to fling the ball to the basket. So, if you have kids that can't shoot from the three-point line, don't start putting them back here just because it looks good. Push them up. Have them shoot 15 feet. Okay, work your 15 feet as they start to get stronger, as they start to get better, as they start to develop their shot, then start to move them out. Now, I'm guessing she can shoot. She actually has a really good line. Okay, when I do this drill, I can tell when people have the inside hand because their hand kind of turns out. Okay, so her line is actually pretty good on a normal shot, I can tell already, just because how she's centered with the ball. Okay, we're working on placing it on the palm of our hand. We're right here out in front of the knee, her eyes up to the basket, and then all she's going to do is physically sit up. Her arms aren't gonna move. Notice how her arms don't move at all? She just sits up. Boom. That's a game, right? If I were to catch the ball from somebody who made a great pass to me in the game, I'm leaning forward here. Boom, I'm catching in this position, just like my knee was there, right? And then I'm sitting up. That's it. I'm catching, I'm sitting up. It's my shot. So that's what we're working on. We're working on the mechanics of that. She's gonna sit up, and then all she's gonna work on for the next step of it, and it is 2 parts. It's 1, 2, is driving this elbow up to the basket. Yes, but you're gonna go 2 parts. So 1, ooh, stop. 2, drive up. Yeah, you can actually shoot it this way. Okay, drive up. Good, perfect. And then we're working on holding the follow-through hand. Good. Now, when you teach your players to hold their follow-through hand, which hand are you telling them to hold up? This is interactive. I'm very interactive, so just like my players, I want you guys to speak up. Which hand am I? If you're right hand and I say hold your follow-through hand, which hand are you supposed to hold up? I heard somebody say right. Is that the consensus? Wrong. It's both hands. Okay? That's the other thing you see a lot in high school. They come to college and stuff. They shoot, and they immediately drop their left hand, right? They drop their left hand. Well, what does that do to your body when you shoot? Okay? So I'm shooting here. I have a nice shot. I come up. I drop. My shoulder drops. So what does my hand have to do? It has to counter it, and you'll start to see them follow through in the side. So when I come up, I drop. My hand, in order to make the ball go straight, goes this way. Okay? Have them keep both hands up. When you say hold your form, hold your shot, whatever it is, stay in your shot, it means keep both hands up. She does a very nice job of that. What year are you? You're a senior, I can tell. I like it. Coach has done you well. Okay? She sits up, she shoots up. Good. And as you get good, your players may have, it's not abuse. I tell them all the time, I'm not abusing you. Okay? Because honestly, I will tap, and that means trigger up. Good. You're a great example. Sit up, shoot up. Okay, give me my bad shoot. Thank you. Own it, right? Own it. You're okay. Yeah, put your foot up. Good. So you need to come out just a little bit further. Good. Head down just a little bit. Eyes to the rim. Good. Now sit up. Good. Now, a big thing is she's a power player. Most players get this a lot. They get powerful. So they get really strong on their guide hands, and they tend to block their own shot a lot. So you'll notice that they'll start to put their hand on top. Well, now they're forcing through that hand. Again, you're going to start to see the follow-through hand. So all I'm going to do is make one little change, and I'm going to shift your hand to the side a little bit. Okay? When you think about this guide hand, have them actually pointed at you. Just like that. Her fingers should be pointed straight to me, because once she sits up, good, now her fingers are pointed up where we need her to. Now you're going to drive up. Good, and release. So she's a thumb shooter, right? Everybody see her thumb? It's okay. Not judging, no judging. Good, sit up. Good. Good, and the whole goal is that as your players continue to do this, and all you need is a partner. So like I would come to the gym 5 minutes before practice and say, hey, will you shoot with me? 5 minutes. We'll do 2.5 minutes each of the chair drill. Da-da-da-da. Very simple drill, you just need a chair and a ball. One more time. For the most part, pretty good. But you just dropped your left hand too soon. Okay? Alright, so that's a chair drill. Again, a very simple warm-up, but a very important one. New shooter. Who wants to go? Good. Then we progress. So this is a drill we do every day in practice. It's our shot build-up. Okay, we're going to go through it pretty quickly. Okay, she's going to stand almost right under the rim and work the one hand. Be careful that they don't get it on the side, but they're still keeping it in front of them. And you're just work on, and your goal is to get swishes. Okay, so your goal is to get swishes. Oh, no, even a little farther forward. I know you feel like you're right under the rim, but the goal is to shoot straight up, drive that elbow up. Good. Okay, your goal is to get swishes up, and then watch for their left shoulders turning out. There you go. Good. That's better. Okay, so if you're coaching this, you can drive your left shoulder in. If you have multiple baskets, this is a good warm-up drill. You can have, you can have 3 people going at the same basket at the same time. So she's shooting, I'm shooting, we're all shooting together, you have a rebounder. So again, just because you have limited space, you go for 30, 45 seconds, and then they take 1 step back, 1 big step back. Ooh, I know you're shorty here, but you give me a bigger step than that. 1 step back. Boom. Good. Now, you're just going to add your guiding hand to it. You're not going to do your knees, shots in the same spot, and you're just shooting up. Okay? Okay, don't start at your hip again. Where'd you start the one-handed shot? Good. Same spot. Drive up. Good. Same thing. We'll get to that second part in a second. Okay, all you're working on is the top part of the shot, and you're adding your guide hand to it. Now, she's a big, she likes to do this. Good, do that in a shot. Okay, lock it into that spot. So she needs a chair drill because her wrist is like this already. The chair drill is going to get that wrist back. Keep that wrist right there. And then once you get to the top, don't worry about making a mistake right now. Pretend like there's not a basket. Drive up. Lock the wrist. Seriously, miss for me on purpose. Air ball. I want you to air ball like right here. Shoot straight up. There it is. That's good. Okay, then she takes one step back. Now we bend our knees. Okay, so now you're catching it. I'm a passer too. Here you go, ball. I'm going to pass it to your pocket as soon as you call ball. Good, I'm going to pass it. She's going to get to that spot. Yep, and she's not going to jump. Very good. Good, she's not stepping into her shot yet. We'll get to that part in a second. Ooh, that's nice. It's really nice. Take a step back. Good, again, these are all 30, 45 seconds. They're just building their own shot up. Again, you can have 3 lines working the same basket at the same time. Now, she's going to work on stepping into it. Okay, so you're right hand, yes. So left foot forward, yep. And then as that ball is coming, you're stepping forward. That's your trigger leg to shoot up. Okay? Get to that same spot. Turn your right foot more towards me. Good. Yep. Way to call for it, steps, and you can jump. I know that's probably, you probably don't normally jump on your shot, but try to jump, okay? Good. Good, that's better. Gotcha, gotcha. Good. So again, she goes for 30, 45 seconds. Now we back her up one more step. We don't get to 3s in this. We just finish it with the 1 dribble pull-ups. So now, again, as the ball is coming out, she's going to step into it. And what we're working on in the 1 dribble pull-up is the same thing we just worked in the ball handling, lowering our shoulder. Okay? Lowering our shoulder. So our job is to dribble over our right toe. So when we catch here, my job is to get the ball out in front of my right toe on the dribble. So I'm here, boom, 1, 2, shot. Okay, and then you have a rebounder, or you don't have a rebounder, you're doing it on your own, you're from the front. You got it. So you're gonna step in, okay? So your left foot is forward. Good. Yep. Okay, hold up. It's 2 parts. You want to make them think you're shooting. So you gotta come here, boom, tap. Notice the tap, so it's tap. Blow it off that foot. Yeah, there you go. Just add that tap in for me and you're good. Here we go, you ready? Miss tap. That rises your defender up. So if you catch it here and I'm closing out to you, now I think you're going to shoot, I rise up, you blast past me, getting that foot over, yep, good. Give me one more. Tap that toe. Boom. Good. Now, the only difference is between her and I, because you haven't done the drill much, is her first dribble went where? You might notice? To the side. Exactly. And that's what our girls do in the games, right? It's like, she's defending me here, and I want to dribble this way. Giving her a way out. I'm going to turn myself off. Woo, that's better. Hello? Okay. Hello? 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 Hey! We're back. All right, so I want to attack her hip, okay? I want to go at her here, make her have to open her hips. Rarely, if you can get somebody with like a footstep or a jab, are people going to take a charge off your initial. They're not. They're not going to stand here on the initial. Charges, 90% come when the ball's already put on the floor or come from a help defender. It's not usually off of the initial drive. All right, so that's why we want to go straight with this. We want to work on attacking and getting someone. Your goal, okay, my 11-year-old, I move her in a little bit. I don't have her start from back there because, again, she can't shoot from back here very well. So I start her about right here, and she's usually taking her pull-ups right around this hash mark, okay? Your high school players, they should be able to get from the 3-point line inside the free throw line, off that first drill, okay? So that is the chair drill, and then into the shot build-up. Okay, now give me 3 people in line over here. Okay, very much like the ball handling side of things, I keep things very simple around the rim. You're gonna get a line kind of facing the basket, but really close, like right about here. This is a very fast drill. You can put 5 people in a line, but it goes very fast, okay? And what we're working on is 3 different finishes. And I'm very big, if you notice the very top of my notes, at the very first line, I said, underneath what I called the plan, I said, teach the whys and the whens. Okay, so many times we want to get as many reps in as we can. So it's all quantity, quantity, quantity. Like, I'm gonna push you out here and you guys need to get 50 shots up in 2 minutes, go. You know? We're not really teaching them anything. You're not making them better. If you have an opportunity to have your players in the gym to actually build them up and to teach them skill development, then teach them skill development. Don't just have them out there doing reps that are not worth doing, okay? So, we're gonna teach them why we do certain things. Why would you take an underhand layup? Why would you take a layup that's like this? Yeah, somebody's probably behind you, right? So you're coming down the floor, I'm trying to chase you. If you take any sort of, you gotta try to sneak it before I get there, right? So again, we talk to our players about that. Why are we doing this? Every drill I do, I teach my players the why. Because I don't want them out there aimlessly just doing something because I asked them to do it. I want them to be able to read the defense later. Why are we doing this? Because we're gonna work on this because if somebody's chasing you down, you can be able to finish this layup, okay? So that's the first one, is the underhand. The other one is just a casual overhand that they've worked on their entire life, but we work on the clear offhand, okay? With it. So this is if I'm even with you. You're gonna go up for your layup, you can come up like a normal, but when you get to this point, you're gonna pull this hand off, that way open, keep it up. Because that way if I'm trying to come through, I'm gonna foul this hand and not the shooting hand. So I'm coming through and I'm releasing this hand. That's the why. We're trying to get the defender on the outside. Then the last one is if the defender is really on you, and we work on the power slide layup. Okay, so that's why we're here, we catch, we power slide, we shot.
Make sure that there's a clear hand coming up. So I'm just going to talk really loud. Can you guys hear me down there? I'll pick up my pace. Okay, so here is my line. First thing we're going to do, okay, is underhand. And you're going to go underhand, and then when you guys go another line, you're going to go overhand. And then the last one we're going to do is a power slide. Ready? So I go up, yes, yep. So first thing is underhand. Now you need a jump. You guys should be close enough, like line up, like I'm going in, you're coming in right at me, like right at me. Go, 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 go. Like I'm right on my back. That should go overhand, go overhand. Overhand power, good. Good. Now back to underhand. Good. Go right on your shoulders, back. And it's okay if there's other people around, but guess what? In the game, usually if there's somebody else around, guys, power. Good. So see how fast that is out. Now that moves very fast when you get on the line going. Again, it's also a finisher. Now we're going to finish the last side. So we do the same 3 finishes. You can also do the same finishes across the middle. So we're going across the right hand side, all this your line. First one left. Underhand. Try to lay up. Good. Try to dribble. Good. Turn around back. Ready. Very fast, but again, it's an opportunity to get a lot of layup finishes without them having